supposed to be a fun hiking trip. It almost killed us both. My best friend Jackie and I were hiking the Appalachian Trail when she suddenly screamed and jumped back from the fallen log. The snake slithered away into the underbrush and disappeared before I could identify it. She was gripping her calf, and when she pulled her hand away, there were 2 small puncture wounds leaking blood. Jackie said it might have just been a harmless rat snake because she didn't hear a rattle, but her voice was shaky, and we both knew plenty of venomous snakes don't rattle before striking. I checked my phone but had 0 bars, which wasn't surprising since we were 6 miles from the parking lot. Jackie seemed okay at first, just shaken up, and we cleaned the wound with water from my bottle and wrapped it with the bandana from her hair. She said it didn't hurt that bad, maybe a 3 out of 10, and we started heading back toward camp, moving faster than we'd come. I kept telling myself we had time, that even if it was venomous, we had maybe an hour or 2 before things got bad. Jackie was talking about how this would be a crazy story to tell everyone, but then she said her leg was starting to tingle, like pins and needles spreading upward from the bite. I told her it could be psychological, but picked up our pace because I remembered reading that you had to get anti-venom fast, that every minute counted. She was keeping up fine, but then said the tingling had turned into burning, and when I looked back, she was limping. The area around the bite was swelling, angry red spreading up her calf like spilled wine. My stomach dropped because that meant venom was moving through her system, and we were still 5 miles from help. Jackie tried to joke, saying, "At least if I die, I'll die with a good tan," but I could hear the fear underneath. She had to stop to catch her breath, and that's when I really started to panic because Jackie ran marathons. She never got winded. She said her chest felt tight, and when I felt her pulse, it was racing like crazy, way too fast. The swelling had reached her knee, and I knew we were running out of time, that we needed to move faster, but she was getting worse. I tried my phone again, nothing, and Jackie's vision was going blurry. She grabbed my arm for support, and I could feel her shaking. She was sweating through her shirt even though it wasn't that hot, and her skin felt wrong, clammy and cold like she'd been swimming. Then she doubled over and vomited into the bushes, and when she looked up at me, her lips had no color. She said, "I think it was venomous," and I wanted to scream because of course it was. Look at her. But instead, I just helped her walk. Her boot was cutting into her ankle from the swelling, so I loosened it, but her whole foot was puffy and wrong-looking. She was leaning on me hard now, each breath sounding labored, and I kept calculating how long it would take to get help even if we reached camp right now, the drive to the hospital, whether helicopters could land here. Jackie's words were starting to slur when she said her tongue felt weird, and I could see her struggling to swallow. The numbness was spreading up from her foot, and she kept apologizing for slowing us down, which made me want to cry because this was Jackie, who'd held my hair back when I got food poisoning on spring break and driven 5 hours when my dad had his heart attack. Her eyes started rolling back, and she said she was seeing double, and her skin had this grayish color that made her look already dead. When she coughed, there were specks of blood, and I had to fight not to completely lose it. We were only halfway back, and she was deteriorating fast. I tried to run while supporting her, but she was becoming dead weight. Then her legs gave out completely, and I had to lower her to the ground. She was barely conscious, mumbling about being cold even though she was burning with fever, and the swelling was past her thigh, her whole leg grotesque. I kept checking my phone with shaking hands, but nothing. Still 3 miles from camp, and Jackie's breathing was getting these terrifying pauses between breaths. She looked at me with unfocused eyes and whispered, "Tell my mom I'm sorry," and I screamed, "Sorry for what?" But she wasn't responding anymore. I laid her down and ran, sprinting up the trail like I'd never run before, checking my phone every 100 yards, begging the universe for just 1 bar. My legs were burning and I was sobbing, but I kept running because Jackie needed me. Finally, I saw 1 bar flicker on my screen and I scrambled onto a boulder, dialing 911 with trembling fingers. The call wouldn't connect at first, the signal too weak, but then I heard ringing. The operator answered just as I heard something large moving through the brush behind me, heading toward where I'd left Jackie unconscious and alone on the trail. Full story on the channel below.